I was standing at the front door of the house where I grew up. I had my graduation certificate in one hand, and with the other, I was trying to get my key out of my bag. My hand was shaking a bit. I could smell fresh cut grass and honeysuckle in the air. That smell used to make me think of summer and feeling safe and at home, but now, it just made me feel sick to my stomach. I had just graduated from college 3 hours before. I drove straight home from the ceremony, still wearing my graduation robe. It was the house I always thought was my real home. At the graduation, my friends' families were all there, clapping and cheering for them, but my family didn't come. They said they couldn't make it because it was too far and they didn't have much money. They promised they would celebrate with me when I got back. So, I expected to find a little celebration here, maybe dinner, a cake, a card, or even a banner, something to show they remembered I just finished college, which I worked so hard for. I stayed up late, worked part-time jobs, and missed out on a lot just to get my degree. But when I opened the door, I heard clapping. For a second, I thought it was for me, but it wasn't. It was for my sister, Belle. She was standing in the living room in a sparkly pink outfit, next to a huge trophy. My parents, aunts, cousins, and even some neighbors were all there with cupcakes and cameras, cheering for her because she got first place in a big dance competition. Nobody looked at me, nobody saw me or the diploma I was holding. Then, my mom looked back and said, "Oh, you're home. Just be careful not to bring mud inside." That's when I realized I walked in on the wrong party. It wasn't for me. I couldn't say anything. I just stood there, holding my graduation certificate, watching everyone act like Belle had won something super important. My sister looked at me and gave a small smile, like she was being polite but didn't really want to talk. I walked quietly down the hall. The wall that used to have all my school photos, even the silly ones from picture day, was completely different. My high school graduation photo was gone. The picture of me with braces holding my spelling bee trophy was gone. The photo of me next to my winning chemistry project was gone, too. Instead, there was a huge, fancy frame on the wall. It had a spotlight on it and a big shelf. On the shelf was my sister's new dance trophy. It had a little plaque that said, "State Champion Belle Thompson." I tried to hold back the tears, but it got worse. There was a spot on the wall where I thought my college graduation photo would go. I even asked my mom about it weeks before, but now, there was just a small nail. Hanging on it was a pink ribbon, one of my sister's dance costume ribbons. That's when I couldn't hold it in anymore. I turned and walked up the stairs to my old bedroom. I closed the door. My bed wasn't there anymore. The walls were empty. My books and posters were gone. Instead, there was a pink air mattress and a pile of my sister's dance costumes. They had turned my room into a place for her dance stuff. She already had her own room downstairs, but now she took mine, too. I just looked at the empty room, feeling really sad and heavy inside. I held my graduation certificate so tight it got creased. I didn't say anything that night. I didn't talk during the party for my sister. I watched my parents post pictures online about her winning, saying things like "our shining star" and "so proud." They didn't post anything about me, not even "congratulations grad." After everyone went to bed that night, I did something I never thought I'd do. I took my diploma, my old school awards, and all my medals that I had stored in the attic, and put them in my car. Then I went to a shop downtown and had a big picture printed of me in my graduation robe, smiling and holding my diploma. I got a frame even bigger than the one for my sister's trophy, but I didn't take it back to that house. Instead, I took the big picture to a place I knew they would see. It was a place they couldn't miss, and what I did next really surprised them. I didn't sleep that night. I held the steering wheel tightly until the sun came up. I parked my car just 2 blocks from my dad's office building. He was an important manager at an accounting firm, and he always had a special event for clients there every Friday. The lobby was always busy with people in suits, coffee, and pastries. There was a big, empty wall in the lobby, right behind the front desk. It was painted fresh and was used for decorations. It was the perfect size for my big graduation picture. I knew the receptionist there, and she didn't like my dad. She let me in early, before the clients arrived. A maintenance worker helped me hang the big picture on the wall. It was bright and centered, right where everyone could see it. It was a picture of me in my graduation clothes, smiling proudly, holding the diploma they didn't come to see. Underneath the picture, I put a special brass sign with the words, "The daughter you forgot." I left before the first client got there. Soon after, I had 3 missed calls. Then, my mom texted, "What did you do?" Later, my sister posted online, "Can't believe some people are so desperate for attention." That hurt a little, but it didn't change what I had done or what I was going to do next. I drove to a coffee shop near my college. I opened an email I had written for a long time. It was a job application to a very competitive program in Boston that helps new companies. It was a long shot, but I had good grades and skills, and now I really wanted it. When I sent the email, I felt like I could finally breathe easy. 2 weeks later, they called me. They wanted me to come to Boston for an interview. Just 3 days after that, they offered me a full-time job, and they would even pay for my housing. I was leaving that house and moving forward. I didn't tell my parents anything. I didn't tell them when I started packing my things. I didn't tell them when I sold the storage unit they'd put my stuff in. I didn't tell them when I changed my address for voting. I just left a short note on the front door: moved, don't call. The months that followed felt like learning to walk all over again. It was a bit shaky and scary, but it was also really free. My job was hard work, but I put everything into it. For the first time, I was around people who noticed me, who were proud when I did well, and who listened when I talked. I hadn't planned to talk to my parents again, but then I got an email from the big bosses of my dad's company. My picture in the lobby had caused a huge stir because of the stunt I pulled. It had become very famous online. Someone made a video saying, "This girl put her forgotten graduation photo in her dad's office, and the sign is amazing." That video got over 1 million views. People started tagging the company online and leaving comments like, "They only like winners if they sparkle," and "Be careful, they might give you a ribbon instead of a raise." Soon after, the top boss of the company contacted me personally. He wanted to hear my story, so I told him exactly what happened, calmly and truthfully. I didn't ask for anyone to lose their job, but 3 weeks later, my dad retired early. My mom tried to call and leave an apology message. Her voice sounded shaky, and she said things like, "We never meant to hurt you, we just thought Belle needed more help." I didn't call her back. But in my new apartment, I finally put something on the wall. It wasn't the big picture from the office. It was my high school graduation photo, the one they had taken down years ago. Under it, I put a sticky note that I wrote myself: "Never again invisible." A few months after moving to Boston, my life started feeling like it was truly mine. I joined a program to help other graduates like me and was asked to speak at a conference for student leaders. In front of hundreds of students, I told my story. I didn't tell it to complain, but to teach them about valuing themselves and finding meaning without needing approval from others. Then, one evening, I got an email: "Family watch party, Belle's National Dance Trophy reveal." It was just a standard invitation, no personal message. I knew what it meant. They were reminding me I wasn't part of their family. One last mean thing pretending to be polite. But this time, I didn't feel sad or hurt. I didn't feel anything at all. Instead, I put a picture on my social media from the conference. The photo showed me on stage, talking, with lights behind me and a smile on my face. I wrote underneath it, "When they won't give you a seat, build your own platform." That post was seen by way more people than I expected. Lots of strangers commented, saying nice things and telling me they related to my story. Later, my cousin texted me, "They saw your picture." My mom got quiet. My dad turned off the TV they were using for the party. Everyone just stopped. I didn't answer. I didn't have anything left to say. But I did one more thing. I sent them a trophy in the mail. It was made of plastic, painted gold, with a round base. On the little plaque, I wrote, "For the ones who chose a trophy over a daughter." I didn't include a note or my name. And that was it. I was finally done dealing with it. Their silence, this time, it didn't hurt me. It felt like I was finally free.